Okay, so we are beginning with the Alchemy Oracle by Kim Krans. And this pool is about how to transmute our experiences around being provided for by our community. So here's something that came forth in the reading that I recorded and then deleted that was so beautiful, and that in other lifetimes you most definitely have had a very important position of a shaman or a medicine woman or a wise one, or whatever the term, a position that was considered to be very, very, very important, very, very sacred in the tribe, in the community. And what that meant, what I received, was that in that position, your contribution to that community, to that tribe, wasn't about providing with the material necessities. It was about providing that otherworldly connection and the healing arts. And for that, you were being provided for by your community. They would take care of you. They will give you food and shelter and things like that. And you gave them your work, essentially. So, so, so beautiful. And so there could, let's see how to phrase this. How do you want to say this? I feel Kali coming forth now. That there is a probably, no, she's saying there is a wounding in that experience. Let's see how she wants to phrase this. She's asking me not to be so shy about these things. Speak clearly, speak out from your own experiences. So I have had many, many lifetimes in this role, in this position, in different countries, in different cultures. And I have had very, very traumatic experiences from that, of death, torture, rape, and all of those horrible, horrible things. And there is this rift in my connection to safety there. Because in the work that I did, I was being robbed of my safety. And it was also about not being able to foresee these events, you know, and protecting my tribe, protecting my community. So I have a challenging and painful relationship with feeling that I'm being provided for and being taken care of by something, because there was someone else taking care of me. Do you understand? I hope you understand. Because I was depending on my community and on my tribe, as we all did way, way, way back then. And this experience has latched on. And I'm feeling very confused now in this life that, okay, I'm supposed to do this work. How am I being provided for? And it didn't work out that time or that time or that time. And the traditional jobs doesn't work out for me either. I just feel so drained and exhausted. And I feel like there is something else fueling my life and my life force, Why can't I just do that and be provided for? Like there's this instinct in me that tells me that, but we don't have that sort of setup, right, in our modern day lives. At least not where I live. I don't know how it is where you live, but so that's a thing. And see if you can connect into that storyline yourself. And I do experience that a lot of us that do this kind of work have wounding around money, and specifically around feeling safety, feeling material safety and security, and feeling that we are being taken care of and being provided for. And that it can also be an experience of it feels out of my control. Because way back then, it sort of was. You were in the hands of your people. And so this story has also been reinforced in my life, perhaps in your life as well, through hardship with money, a difficult and painful experience with money that has taken ages to heal from, and it's a work in progress. But it is it's a way to sort of rebirth these memories, go deeper into these memories and see where the actual wounding began and what it consists of. And so that I can, on a very deep level, start to integrate that experience in this life and make it to something else, which we will take a look at with this alchemy deck. Experiences that are transformed into wisdom, that's an alchemical process. So I'm tuning into the question here, and I'm actually feeling Freya connecting into me here as well. She didn't come for the sort of intention setting, but she is almost always very present with me nowadays. Let's see if there's something that she wants to say. She wants to be with us for this pull here. So what I'm supposed to ask here with this? So how do each and every one of us transmute these old stories and beliefs around being provided for and taken care of into wisdom, transforming it into lessons learned, so it can be integrated and healed and a part of our past experience. She's pleased now. I'm feeling two. Wow. Yellowing and reddening. There's like this two-step process to this. Freya is trying to come through with something here. There's something in her myth around blood and war, but that it is also about beauty and sex and magic. How it came to be that she's a goddess for such seemingly opposite forces. It's because they are one and the same energy, but directed into different things. It's your life force. So we will take that with us when we take a look at these cards here. I'm having the guidebook here. Going to read a little bit from it. We are going to begin with reddening. Life force. It says here, life force. Oh my God, you can see that. I'm sorry. Life force. Isn't that cool? Kundalini, blood. Reconnect to physical practices that bring you vitality. It's likely you know which ones bring that rosy glow to your cheeks and sparkle to your eye. The reddening indicates a full expression of the work. Everything is alive, the heart pumps, the cells celebrate, and blood sings its way through the body. What was dormant has been awakened. What was once considered base is now noble. Aches and pains are integrated, shadows are acknowledged and interwoven. When the reddening card appears, it signifies health, power, a climaxing of the work, a coalescing of what has been learned. The laboratory is no longer separate from the alchemist or from the work, but the three are now one. What occurs in the body is reflected in the world and vice versa. Through the process of reddening, we move out of the head and into the physical body. More specifically, we reach the heart. It is there the alchemist finds the sacred ingredients of power and kindness. Yeah, so there's this really, really deep fear here as well as in connecting deeper into the experience of the body, because this is where our sense of safety, or rather the sense of lack of safety, lies. So they are deeply, deeply, deeply connected. This topic of money, the experiences that we've had of the need for being provided for, doing our spiritual work, and the trauma that has inflicted this deep, deep damage in the cells of our beings. There's a lack in safety and trust now. And also trying to escape this experience from the body. Okay. Yellowing. Aging, transitioning, warning. Indicating transition, the yellowing leads us into the next phase of our alchemical work. Envision the yellowing as pages of a beloved novel or the ochre blanket of leaves in fall. This color seeps out to signify the beginning of the end, a return to zero. Even a deep bruise finds a yellow tint as it reaches its final phases of healing. In contrast, yellow can be the marker of long-awaited growth, as seen in the first rays of the sun, and the cheer of forsythia. I don't know how to say that. In February. Whatever its message, yellowing tells the truth. It leads us forward like the vibrant canary in the mine, warning of what's to come. Take heed. The transition is here, whether by yoke or bile. How to respond is up to you. It's likely you already know. I'm feeling like there's so much here now in this space that I wanted to talk about, so I don't know quite where to begin. So I'm going to settle in for a moment here, and I'm feeling the presence of Freya. And I'm asking her, where do you want to lead us next with these messages? She's pointing towards my body. And she's saying that, take a look at your body. At how it looks, how it feels to you, how you experience it, your relationship with it. That tells you something about your relationship with money as well. Because both are a material extension of your soul that is about providing for you, for your life. Your body itself is providing you with life, with blood, with the skeleton, the muscles, the everything. The body is providing you with a vessel, and the money is providing you with a means for you to live in this vessel. In society. There's something she wants to change with that phrasing here. There's a very big emphasis here on society. That money is especially potent when you live in the city or in rural areas. Where you are dependent on the system. The system is providing for you. Off-grid, you will need to provide more for yourself, and that can be a very freeing, very independent experience. But as long as you are being provided for by the city, by the system, you are depending on money because everything costs there. Okay, what next? So this is two steps here. And it's going sort of backwards because the guidebook suggests that it's the yellowing and then the reddening. But here we begin with the reddening. And it is coming back to the present moment. Realize that you're alive here and now, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this message. Okay, you're alive here and now, you are safe right here, right now, you are in your body right here, right now. I'm guessing that you have a roof over your head. I hope so, if you want that. But you're alive here and now. You're safe in your body here and now. Probably. You can feel the blood in your veins. You can put your hands here and you can feel your blood in your veins. You are alive. You are safe. It's coming back to that. Into your body. Into your body. Whenever you are stressed out about money or being provided for, being taken care of, come back to the breath, come back to the heartbeat, come back to the body. Realizing that your body is also providing for you. And right now, you have your body, you're safe in your body. So, then the yellowing there is like a realization that what has happened has happened. There's nothing I can do about that. And there's like, let's see, I'm tapping into an energy here. I'm tapping into the primordial force that exists all around us and within us, that some call God or universe or source. I call it the primordial force. That force is saying that remember who you are. You are a soul that can never really die. So it is how do you want for me to phrase this? That body is temporary. And you are storing memories from a much longer time ago than you even realize. And you have taken that with you. And those difficult experiences of death, of being fearful of your death, of others dying. But you are an eternal soul. You cannot die. You cannot die. Only your body dies. How do you want to move on from here? I just want to take a moment for that to sink in. And so as a soul, if you connect in with your soul, can you feel how those experiences have gained you wisdom? And experiences that you can bring with you now. What was it back then to do your work? And now that you are probably in a more safe environment, you can choose your community, you can choose who you surround yourself. You don't have to adhere to this tribe and this community out of your own safety, because they are providing for you. You can choose. The terms, the conditions are different now. There's an elevated experience now. What can you do with that? You have the experience from the past. What did work out? What can you do with that? What didn't work out? What needs to change? Okay, we're picking up the uncommon tarot here because this is a very uncommon way to speak about this. So I think it's important to begin with that realization that if you are doing spiritual work and feel a really, really big call to do that in this life, I can guarantee you that you have done this before in many other lifetimes, and then you were being provided for. And there's a glitch in the experience of that and the safety of your own life and your own body. And also the fact, I was touching on that even though you were being provided for, you still had to apply to the rules of that community. You still had to be sure that you were not become an outcast. So it's a condition there. And so there could also be some wounding around expressing yourself freely. For example, if there were things that you weren't agreeing with, or things that you felt could be done better, and things like that. And quite probably there is a witch wound in here as well. Being assaulted, tortured, persecuted for having these gifts and using them. Okay. There was something else that they wanted to touch on here. So knowing here that your relationship to money and to your work will probably need to be very, very different than those people that surround you, that are not doing this work. And it is important to feel a sense of community and to belonging here, because that is also healing this experience. And you need to go about this in other unconventional ways. It's like needing to reinvent the wheel, because you cannot go about this the traditional way. I guess you can, but it's like it won't serve you as well, and then it won't serve others as well either. Because you're meant to do this very impactful work. And the reason why they wanted me to do this reading was because the goddess told me that it is important that people who feel called to do spiritual work gets to do that, and that they reach more people, and that they reach more people in a deeper way, and that they deepen their connection with their abilities and with the spirit world, gosh, and the primordial force. And for people to be able to do that, they need space in their lives, and they need to be compensated for it. They need to be provided for by doing that. And it may probably take some time. But it's like it doesn't matter. In a way, it doesn't matter if it takes time. If you are in a hurry around this and try to stress it, it will just become another painful obligation in your life. And then perhaps you will deter from this path, and this is not what we want. Okay, Uncommon Tarot. So they're saying 3 steps that each and every one of us can do in order to gain more support financially while doing this work. 3 steps. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And there's something here also about the goddesses that I connected in with. So Hestia and Vesta are the Greek and Roman goddesses for sort of the same thing, like hearth and home. And then we have Kali. And each one takes her place in this process. And if you prefer to work with gods or feel a stronger connection to gods generally or at this moment, you can definitely tune into a god instead. Or another intelligence. But there's this destruction piece first with Kali, that you have to destroy and unlearn everything that you have learned about the traditional way of making a living, of making money, because it won't apply here. Not if you want to open up to the magic of what you are being able to do, to receive, to experience when working with the divine. So there's the destruction. And then we have the rebuilding with Vesta and Hestia. And I believe that Vesta was more so virgin goddess, or it was the reverse, one of them. So it's first in that exploration phase of building that security and safety within, and building that sense of home within, the hearth and home within, and a feeling of safety, stability, emotional safety and stability within yourself from where you stand, and exploring carefully and gently. And then you mature in that process and sort of fine-tuning and growing and developing and deepening those things that you have learned about this yourself, this process and this path. So we have the Nine of Wands. Ten of Swords. I know that it's getting really dark, the world. So the Nine of Wands, and I feel the presence of Kali here. The Nine of Wands, she's saying, she's referring to my own experience and my own life, that I have been going about this for really, really long now. And I haven't really seen any sort of result or reciprocation of the work that I have been doing for, it took like a year or something, and I was just going at it. I was just so stubborn with it. I just would not give up. Well, I did sort of give up emotionally and mentally, but I knew that I just need to keep on going. And my faith was being tested for sure. So it's about being stubborn about it. Show them that you want this. Show yourself that you want this. Be strong in your conviction. And it doesn't have to be this self-sacrificing thing. It can actually teach you a lot about yourself, about your strength, and about your conviction, about your passion and your love for what you do. It has become like this fortress in my life. I believe it so strongly. Nothing can sway me. because life had every opportunity to sway my belief about this. But I still kept going, still kept going strong. And now nothing can sway me. Nothing. Stand strong in your belief about this, that this is what you're supposed to do. The next one. And I mean, I've had my doubts, but I always came back to it. Always. Ten of Swords. There are naturally some endings that need to occur. It can be situations, certain relationships, specific jobs that drain you so much of your energy that all you can do on your spare time is to rest. That is not a great... That's not what the spirit world needs or wants for you. If you're in that sort of position, you're being asked to say bye-bye to that job and look for something else. Perhaps taking up study. Who knows? And it's about doing this in a slow and gentle way that makes sense for you specifically. So you don't need to... I'm not asking you to sort of just fall off the cliff without any safety net. You need to listen to your own inner guidance here and what makes sense for you. But there are some endings that needs to occur also in your belief systems about who you think that you are. You need to become a different person in a way. In order to do this, you need to... Perhaps it's different from person to person, but perhaps you need to gain more confidence in yourself, more confidence in expressing yourself, more confidence in your belief, in your abilities or your beliefs. Some things need to shift and change, and you will be guided through that journey and that process. And the best thing that you can do is to just let that happen. Okay? But I'm feeling now that this is like this trigger, you know. This is like the wheel of fortune. You listening to this, it will set things in motion slowly but surely. And it can be quite slow in the beginning, and you think like, wow, nothing has happened, and then thing after thing happens. That's for a few of you who really needs this sort of 180 turn in your life. Not for all of you. Then we have the World here. This is where you need to come into a state of complete inner harmony and balance and emotional security. That nothing can touch you, nothing can sway you, because there will be challenges on this path. But once you move through them, it is very, very, very rewarding. And it's like, you know, if you have chose this path, I think you know deep inside just how fulfilling and rewarding and adventurous and wild it can be, and that an ordinary job could never do that. Never. At least that's how I feel. So even though it feels scary and it feels uncertain, and I need to be brave like all the time, and move forward despite my fears every single day. It just feels so freeing, and it just feels so right in my heart. And this doesn't mean that you are never stressed out, or that you are never unsure about yourself, or that you never sway in your decisions. But it is like this new level of your sort of new level of experience. It's almost tangible. Feeling that sureness within yourself, your path, where you are going, and how that makes sense for you. Okay, let's take a look at the bottom as well. The Knight of Cups. Move with your heart. Your mind is not supposed to guide you and lead you in your decision making. This is what you can learn in human design, for example. Your mind is not supposed to lead you in making decisions and stuff like that. Your body is supposed to lead the way. Listen to your body, follow your heart. Follow the psychic prompts that you receive. And if necessary, ponder on them. But don't just discard them. I'm feeling a pull from Venus now. How do you wish to end? How do you wish to conclude this reading? So, I just want to say that, did you notice that there weren't any really tangible steps? It's because that's the thing. It will be deeply unique and deeply personal to you, to your experience, to what you're supposed to move through, what you're supposed to do. No one can tell you that. And so I think it is, what I received in the last reading as well, was the importance of tuning back into yourself all the time. And it's so easy to get distracted. So darn easy. Especially if you have Instagram and TikTok and social media, and you see all this advice and how to be productive at 5 a.m. in the morning, and you're thinking, oh, I'm supposed to be productive at 5 a.m. in the morning. And it's so easy, at least for me, to sort of completely forget all about what I've learned about myself, just because there is some smart guy on YouTube that says that he's found the answer to everything. So be wise there, and tune back in all the time, all the freaking time. So Venus, the goddesses are very happy. They are laughing at me. They like that I'm expressing myself freely. So a final message from Venus. I will do a video in the near future about surrendering, because that is also something that ties into this message, and something that is quite important when it comes to being led, to being guided on your unique path and being wild and fierce in navigating that. Dvarapatra. I'm going to read from the guidebook. And then we're going to say good night and goodbye. And I will go to bed. Dvarapatra. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is an auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others, enriching the quality of your connections, expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. The key is receiving in an open, surrendered, generous and trusting heart. This is the green light, dear ones. If you have watched previous readings, I was speaking about the time for the green light to go. This is the green light. And what I want to say here, finishing this off, is that it is actually quite easy to follow the path that we're supposed to move on and find enjoyment in it. But we make it so hard and complicated unnecessarily. Well, at least I have. And it is really easy, it is really simple, because it is always in there. But our mind tends to overcomplicate things. And when life is quiet, when nothing seems to happen and you're in a standstill, you're supposed to be there. You're just supposed to be there. You're not supposed to push. And then suddenly life opens itself up and it might ask you to do something strange and different, and something that you don't know the outcome of. And you don't need to know what that is about. You just need to follow it with awe and trust and love for what is being offered to you. And that is all, beautiful ones. I thank you for connecting with me in this space, being with me in this long ass reading. It has been most wonderful, and I do hope to see you again soon. Take care. From the northern from the northern evening. It's quite light, even though it's sort of 11 p.m. That's life here.